Hi guys, welcome back to Wessin the World, and I'm Wes, and I'm currently in your world on YouTube. So, episode 3. I'm going to keep making these because this is just something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to just take a question, take it apart, and then really expand on it, and then put that shit on the internet, see what happens. Because what often happens with conversation is that you'll be in the conversation and they'll tell you something, and then you'll have an idea and you'll put something together, but then you won't be able to keep it, and you're already in sort of a conversational situation at that point. Sort of weird to get a notepad out. So this is just my opportunity to sort of go at it with an unpracticed eye, to put out the things that I believe in out into the world, because I'm a firm believer in, if you love to do something, I want to see it. If you play guitar, I want to see that. If you like poetry, if you write poetry, I want to hear that. So it's really, I don't know. So for me, I like talking. So I'm going to put that out into the world. See what happens. Maybe nothing. But at the end of it, I may have a long list of videos where I can go back, and if I'm having trouble writing, I can always just look, and I can just, But the internet is forever. It's permanent. How could you put your opinions online and then be found out later? Because I'm not really too worried about my opinion being dangerous, because everything that I suppose so. Everyone's got dangerous opinions. I do have some pretty extreme opinions, which you will learn in later episodes. But this episode is about gratitude. So Jamila on my Instagram has sent me through a question which I felt really interesting, because it's in alignment with what I'm doing at the moment with my meditation work. So when I go into meditation, I always have sort of something in my mind. It's probably not the best way to go into meditation, but but I repeat the two words, which are Om and Sa, and I repeat them in my mind in the same rhythm of my breathing. So it's a little bit difficult at the start, because obviously your mind is traffic, so you have to wait until the traffic slows down. And your traffic, well, I suppose the traffic of the mind, thoughts flying through the mind, that only calms down when the body relaxes. So relax the body, the chest, the neck, the shoulders. Just relax all of that. Even your facial muscles need to relax, because what you're trying to do is sink into yourself. And I always like to go into my meditations with an idea. Simple idea. Something like gratitude, or what does gratitude mean to you? Or what does love mean to you? Or what does V for Vendetta mean to you? That's deep. That's a deep movie. And I'm not just saying deep as in deep. I mean, that's deep as in that's what's happening right now. Anyone seen V for Vendetta? If you haven't seen V for Vendetta, get on that. On that. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to swear in this, but it's definitely not in line with peace and peaceful mind. I'm a peaceful-minded person, even though I don't swear. So this is, So anyway, so gratitude. So gratitude. What does gratitude look like to me? So for me, gratitude looks like you're showing the person you're grateful for how much you appreciate them. So if they've got you something for Christmas, we all know the whole showing your appreciation, showing your gratitude is, oh, thank you. And then obviously there's the accelerated thank you, the more emphasized thank you. There's the more calm thank you. That more meaningful one. And all of these things are great. It's important that you do them, obviously. But they're not as I feel they're not as important as just being grateful. And being grateful is the difference between, I like this water. I'm grateful for this water. Water. Why do I say water like Australian? But water, like it. Can't say anything else in Australian. So I appreciate the things that I own today, anyway. because I look after them when I'm happy. So if I'm happy, I woke up, I had a really good day, and I get out of bed, I stand up, I've got more appreciation for things, so I look after them. I've cleaned the floor, I make my bed, because I'm proud, because I'm grateful of what I've got. But on certain days when you don't feel so hot, don't feel so happy, it's difficult to get that gratefulness in to your mind. Even when people tell you, you get frustrated at yourself because you can't feel it. But it's okay, because if you know that that's part of the game, it helps you understand. You're not just going through a period of depression, you just had an episode of really low moments. And if you call it depression, you're further deepening your condition, because you psychologically you will scorn yourself for having depression. That's not me saying it. That's just the way that the mind works, really. Unfortunately so. If we find some sort of critique about ourselves, it does cut us. Enough of those puts us in a low state, like a low vibrational state. Not really wanting to do anything, not really wanting to go anywhere, see anyone, wash. Trust me, I've been there. 4 days without shower, didn't even notice. Oh God, I must be. No, not now. But when I was going through, my dips, there were long periods of time where I was incredibly sad. But for the kind of person that I am, I can't show that. So I have to work through it. This is where I found meditation. And meditation's not escaping your problems in the slightest. Meditation is taking a break from your life so that you can come back to your problems with a new perspective. That's all it is. And you can't solve the problem with the thinking that created the problem. That's Einstein. You can't solve the problem with the same thinking that created the problem. So you have to take a different perspective. And this is where we get onto perspectives, because I love perspectives. So in my book, I'm writing a book at the moment called People as Towns. And there's a chapter in the book that describes a metaphor about perspective, as described as a window. And in this metaphor, everyone looks through a window. It's right in front of you. It covers your entire vision. Some people's windows are dirty and, and messy and got streaks on them, and you don't get quite a nice view. You don't get a perfect view of the world in front of you. And this dirt and this, muck and these streaks are the racists, like the racist beliefs, the intolerance, the prejudice. This is when you don't see a person for who they are because of what you think they stand for. It doesn't make any sense. You're working on a group project, but you won't work with any black people. That's stupid. That's thinking that person, you've got a problem with that person because you've got a problem with the whole race of people that he is in. Doesn't make any sense. It has no logic. There's no logical basis there. But again, this is obviously tradition, and tradition is not grounded or founded in logic. It's just history's corpse. It's being carried through history. Tradition is history's corpse being dragged. That's pretty dark, but yeah, it's pretty true. But yeah, so back to perspective. Some people's windows are dirty, some people's windows have streaks, and this is the intolerance, the prejudice, the racism. So they're not getting a clear view of what the world is, which means that what's underneath one of those smudges could be the key to solving your problem, but you'll never know because you don't trust black people. Nah, joke. I'm just using black people as an example. Could use any example of people, gay people, trans, any person that people have got a problem with for some reason, even though it doesn't affect their life in the least. But yeah, anyway, so I'm getting off the point. Some people have got a red tinted window, and to them the world looks warm and inviting. Some people have a blue tinted window, and to them the world looks cold and uninviting. The idea of life is to have a world that is completely, like a perspective, a window that is completely clear. And you will get days where you wake up and your world looks blue and cold and uninviting, and you will get days where you wake up and your world is warm and looks inviting. But it helps to know where to orient yourself. So if you wake up and you're like, oh man, everything just looks amazing, you gotta think. Because if you go into the world thinking, oh wow, the world's amazing. So I used to do this. Very enthusiastic, wanted to explore, wanted to dive in face first. You get mugged. Yeah. If you don't live with enough logic in your life, you definitely get fleeced. Unfortunately so. But this is because we have two hemispheres of the brain, the left and the right, the left being the logical, the right being the creative. The two have to work together to create speech. Bow. The two have to work together to create a human. This is why you've got two of everything, and everything seems to be interlaced, and it's all just perfect in alignment with Fibonacci's plan. I think Fibonacci's plan. It's not his plan. He just noticed what was happening. Check out Fibonacci's sequence if you want to check out what's going on over there. But most of you probably may know what Fibonacci's sequence is. But I'm not going to get into it in this video. Not this one anyway. Not this one. I'm talking about gratitude. Oh yeah, so anyway, your perspective, it's nice to know how to balance your perspective, and it's between the warm, between the cold, and without the dirt. And you want to get your window so clean that you start to question, is that window there at all? And the more you start to question, you're like, oh, I bet that window's not there. And then you realise the window was never there the whole time, and it was a psychological construct you built in front of your eyes to represent your awareness, represent your perspective. And you realise this because your window is clear, and then you walk through this window, or where you thought the window was, only to realise that it was just a psychological construct. And you walk through, and then you join however many millions and billions of woke people. But basically, what's describing a woke person? A woke person is a person who doesn't really hold a lot of prejudice because he doesn't identify as a human being himself. He identifies as a spirit floating around, changing bodies. I mean, that's what woke means to me. It means death is an illusion, and matter constructs itself around spirit. So that's my belief. But yeah, if you're not, I suppose, officially woke, or you're just a racist, then you really need to sort your perspective out, because it's definitely holding you back from vital experiences during life. And this comes back to obviously being grateful. And I don't know how I'm going to connect it to being grateful, but it's connected in the perspective. How do we become grateful for the life that we have if we only think we are grateful? Because there's a difference between thinking and being grateful, feeling grateful. Because we've all woke up and felt grateful, but we've also gotten given a shit present at Christmas and shown gratitude. That's not feeling grateful. No, there's no shit presents at Christmas. Everything, that's what we all want to think. But some things just don't have a place in our life. And when someone gives us a t-shirt with, like, I don't know, Weird Al Yankovic's face on, I'm just not going to wear that. I'm sorry. I love you. I mean, I found it very difficult to think of something that I would not enjoy just then. So I thought of a shirt with Weird Al Yankovic's face on. I probably would enjoy that, to be honest. Yeah, and I think it's because I am just grateful for whatever I get. No one owes me anything. No one owes anyone anything. But if you can do something for someone, that's a really special thing that you can do. And you get kickback from it as well. You get a real good feeling from doing something for someone and not expecting anything in return. But yeah, so gratitude is something that you are, not something that you show, I suppose. You can show it through your actions. But what I'm trying to say is that what gratefulness means to me, or gratitude means to me, is not just saying thank you. Is looking after that person a little bit more because you're grateful that they are in your life. If I'm really grateful in my life, I make my bed. I clean my room, I clean the house, I water the plants. I do all sorts of shit when I'm grateful. It's mad. When I'm not feeling so grateful, yeah. So all I'll say is that the days where you don't feel grateful, it may be a shift in perspective you need, and you may have a warm tinted window or a cold tinted window. But either way, the only way that I found to be able to reorient my brain is by repeating 2 words in complete silence inside my mind to the rhythm of my breathing. And it gets easier over time, I promise you. And yes, every single human being is built to be able to do it, because my mind is insane and I am still sort of able to do it, and it gives me no end of benefits. I can't even explain the benefits because there are copious amounts. But thank you very much for joining me anyway. Thank you very much. I've answered the question. Please leave your replies to what is gratitude down in the comment section, and also click and like and subscribe so you get the update of when these videos get posted, because I'd like you to know. And also join me over at Instagram. So it's Wes Alexander Davis, III, and I'll put that down in the comment section as well. Leave questions, leave your reply to the questions, but for the most part, just have fun. Stay blessed. Don't stress. It's a quarantine. You never knew what was going to happen in the future anyway. You just thought you did. Now the mystery's been brought closer. Now we must enjoy the now and have realizations about how we've been treating the planet for so many years, and how we've been ignoring the people that have been doing these things to our planet. Being complicit is also not as bad, because you're not doing the dirty work, but we're finally realizing that we can't live like this anymore. We have to make drastic changes to our political system, to our economy, to save our ecology. Nature right now is repairing itself in amazing ways. But unfortunately that took tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people to die in order to get to that. Humans, we only learn one way, right? But yeah, thank you very much. Stay blessed, don't stress, and stay with me. You know what I mean? Just taking one day at a time. Thank you for staying in.